at least you always know where you stand with Pops. So I like that about him. He's not passive aggressive. He's not sneaky that way. He'll give it to you straight down both barrels.
Well, greetings and salutations, everyone. I hope everyone's doing well out there. It is great to be here. Megan Lee, the Noob Reviews, will be joining me in a few minutes. We talking comic books with her, and I thought I would start and just get caught up with you guys a little bit. Some of you have already been in here. Hail the Lore stopped in here. Hope you're doing well. And a $5 super chat from your Barmy. Oh, man, so generous. Thank you so much. I appreciate that so much. And hopefully we can have some fun tonight, make you smile. But for this super chat, we say thank you to you. Let me see if I can find something here. We got an old school one. We got it here. Let's find. Let's do Frank's and me. Haven't done this in a minute.
Well, I mean, is it the
Is it the Frank or the beans?
I don't know. It looks like I think it's a little bit of both.
All right. Well, thank you again. Thank you for that super chat. It means a lot. I appreciate it so much. Basically, it said won't be able to stay for the show. Catch you up later. Hey, that totally no harm, no foul. And Monkey Jeebus is here. Hey there. Hope you're doing well, brother. Listen, hope everybody's doing well out there. Comic book talk. Yeah, Megan's going to be here anytime. She'll be popping in with me. Having comic book stuff. Jacob Ironside is here as well. Hey, Jacob. Hope you're doing well. Thanks again for a wonderful stream the other night. It was a great time and a great experience as always. So just to catch everybody up a little bit on some things going on with the channel before we get into this. So with the comic book stuff, I just recorded the first video in a new series I'm doing once a month with James Mealy. He's part of Sequential Treasures. We pick one comic book, a standalone story or something that is isolated enough that can represent the character or story, something like that, we would recommend. It's why is this great? Why is this one comic book great? This one read. And we really try to find things that are kind of on a budget and that kind of thing too. So that we recorded that will drop on Wednesday, comic book day. So that'll be next to Wednesday, the 18th. We'll do that with me and James Mealy, 10:15 a.m. Eastern time. That will drop the first. Why is this great? We each pick a comic book, talk to you about that. And hopefully you guys will enjoy that as well. Chris Persia's here, the wrench of wrenches, the god of mods, the guy himself, a goat, one of my members. Appreciate you, Chris, for everything you do, my friend. That's awesome. Thank God you have not watched Velma. I am going to record my Velma video. I watch it so you don't have to. However, I am not watching any more of it. It is that bad. If you thought She-Hulk was bad or cringy, Velma was hold my beer. It's that bad. It is insane, off the chain, crazy, cringy bad. So Cinema Anarchy, what a great name. Hope you're doing well. I hope you are as well, my friend. Hope you are as well. Doing great. Very blessed, man. Bought a comic book yesterday from Bad Idea. Yeah, they got a lot of good stuff. So, and yeah, talking about Velma, it sucks about. Yeah, it's crazy. So, and Jacob talking about our stream. We did 12 Angry Men. It was great, and definitely I appreciate the invite and being there talking about some OG great films, an Oscar film. 12 Angry Men. It's free over on Tubi. It prompted me to do my Tubi video, which dropped today, where basically I went through kind of about half dozen or so of like great films, and then I realized as I was kind of scrolling on my phone, realized that there's like, totally more out there. Yeah. No, I totally got you. Monkey Jeebus. Velma is the thing that stinks, and that you bought a comic book from Bad Idea. Two different things. I got you. So yeah, I haven't recorded the Velma thing yet. I will probably do that after we're done. That will probably be prioritized. So because today was Throwback Thursday, and so for tomorrow, I don't have a second video yet. So what we'll probably do is I will probably bump Velma to tomorrow. I did my review on the movie Nope. So that will drop. That'll probably get moved to Monday. Saturday morning cartoons with Pops. I'll be doing X-Men and Batman animated series as well. So that's our weekly thing there. And this week's What's Your Story on Sunday morning is with Fat Steven Seagal, who's been through some crazy, crazy stuff. So sharing some stories and some wisdom there for you guys. That drops at 9 a.m. Eastern on Sundays. So Bobby here. Hey, brother. Thank you so much. Doesn't it take Mystery Inc. to solve the mystery who destroyed that show? It does not. It is a self-inserted, crazy, cringy, woke mess. It's yeah. So spoiler alert, right? But Bobby, thank you so much, man, for all your support, comments on everything, things like that. Whitechapel, my brother, I hope you're doing well, man. Hang in there with everything going on. I know you've been busy with some crazy things, so keep in touch. Let me know if you need anything, and appreciate you. Abomination AJ, brother, hey man, you got a set interview coming with him. He'll be part of our What's Your Story rollout. His will drop actually next month. We pre-record those. Got a little conversation set up with AJ, so always good to see him up in here. And AJ's smart, man. He didn't subject himself to Velma like I did. It just popped up, and they're short, and I had like the curiosity of like how bad, and it was so much worse than I expected. Like I just really was pretty shocked. Like it was even worse. So let's see. My friend was listening. She said it sounded bad from just the audio in the game chat. So we're still talking about Velma, I think. Yeah, it's the language. So a little bit of a talk about it, or spoiler alert for my video. It's just more like I don't, we do catch ourselves saying, who is this for? And I really kind of ask myself, are you going for adult Scooby-Doo, but you don't have the guts to go like rated R, is how I feel. I feel like we're going to make we want to be adult Scooby-Doo, race swap everyone, keep Fred the white guy so he can be the butt of jokes, and then like push the envelope as far as we can without becoming like pornographic and that absurd. But that's literally the essence of how far they try to go. I'm kind of reminded of I don't even know if I did a video of my reaction to like the Harley Poison Ivy thing, which was so gratuitously bad. It's the same thing. It's like, can't do it. So makes fun of both sides, but it's so stupid. I don't know that it's both sides. It just I don't know. I mean, I guess they're kind of making fun of the wokeism by just being so over the top, and there are a few lines maybe, but I don't know. Adultish do. Yeah, it's due. All right. It's due. It's definitely for adults. Definitely that show is definitely not meant for kids. There's all sorts of innuendos and things that definitely is not appropriate for a Scooby-Doo viewer. That's for sure. So a Jabberjaw prequel. Bobby, that is OG reference. You get a thank you. You get a special. I know we do super chats for these. You get a special thank you for that. That's good. So let Jack tell you about that, because that's the kind of references are all in the reflexes there. That's
I told my last wife. I says, honey, I never drive faster than I can see. Besides that, it's all in the reflexes.
Yes, that is all in the reflex. Jack, I actually have the box set of the animated Jabberjaw, because that's one of those things I may actually do, is do like some of the OG stuff that really is not as common on some of the streaming services. Try to figure out which ones are not out there, because I have like Hong Kong Phooey, Jabberjaw, I have Laugh Olympics. Oh man, Manila Gorilla, I think is one. Grape Ape. Oh man, I have a ton of them. I have a ton of those things. I have a ton of Speed Buggy. Yeah. So Cabin in the Woods is kind of adult Scooby-Doo. Laugh out loud. Well, I actually like Cabin in the Woods, and I think that Cabin in the Woods is almost like Scooby-Doo horror. Like it's supposed to be like Scooby-Doo horror. The Scooby-Doo show, the Velma show, is more like it's just a adult Scooby-Doo. It's not really there's really no mystery. Just things keep happening and just keep moving the story along, and literally to the level of stupidity. I'm going to save some of that for my video anyway. And they make it a joke about Fred looking like and that he, just because he called her right. Yeah, it was one of many jokes at his expense, because he's the only one that they left white, right? The only one that is left white is Fred. He is the butt of all the jokes. He's the villain at different points. There's jokes about him. He is overtly, severely a complete moron and nitwit. Like it's just so insane. Let's see. Cannot really call Scooby-Doo without Scooby-Doo. Well, they call it Velma. Yeah, Whitechapel. Yeah, it's supposed to be. Well, and I think the opening lines are, like, I'm the reason there's a Mystery Inc. It's me. And then I know it's an origin story. Most origin stories are about, like, handsome white guys and how they get power or whatever, or something like that. So, Freaky Phantom, yeah. Hey, Mike, Comic Relief, he's up in here. Awesome. Talk about someone that we should mock Velma with. He'd be fun to blast with. So, but yeah, no, we're not, no false advertising. Megan will be joining us. She'll be here in about 5 minutes or so. We got I'm trying to just hammer out a few different catch ups with you guys, channel updates, that kind of thing. And if any of you are not a member, letting you know that I will be starting to drop member only videos. I really had not done a lot of those and realized that I want to basically try to fulfill my promises. And so for some of the higher tiers, I think it's the $5 tier and up, there are member only videos that will drop for those folks. So those will start very, very soon. From the Watch Your Story folks have been doing member only videos, and we dropping out some of those teases here soon. So you'll get those. So if you're not a member, if you want to consider that, I appreciate it. So I'm waiting for Freddie Prince Jr.'s reaction to the guy that thought Scooby-Doo should be taught in school. Oh boy. Yeah. That guy. Oh yeah. Yeah. It's funny too, because, hit that like button. Look at Mike doing the work for me. Thank you, my brother. Thank you so much. Likes and shares. I love you, man. Thank you. Let's see. I guess it could get better, but like KK and JJ could drop dead too. Well, yeah, listen, look, we got to go along. We got to find the good stuff to talk about too. So yeah. The new deceased character, laugh out loud. Yeah. Yeah. And I mean deceased, like, yeah, DC Comics is dead. Yeah, I know. So, and for those of you who did not know, I have a video up about the Batman because of Wakazashi Tea House and others who had said Batman 125 was a good jumping in point, and it was really good. And I jumped in and I really enjoyed it, right? From issues 125, 26, 7, and 8. And then you got to 29. And I'm like, 29 was like a filler issue. Didn't really have much to say. Didn't really, And then 130, the ending just turned into absolute garbage for me. I could not stand the ending. It was terrible. He wrote himself into a corner and did not know what to do to get him out. But I will say the art is amazing. All it does is make me want to see Jorge Jimenez on Justice League. So my theory was we were starting to see, and there are a couple other stores I have not finished or gotten into yet, World's Finest and Flash in particular, are getting a lot of praise. And I'm starting to see, well, are they trying to be off the radar screen or try to sell some books before the spotlight of the changes gets on them? Because right now they have not been under the microscope yet. None of the DC Comics part has. It's only been the theatrical part, because that's obviously this massive financial line item. All of that has been under the spotlight. The comic books have not. They've kind of stayed under the radar screen and that thing. So look at Phil. Phil also plug in like a mod. Look at that. Forget to sub this quote. Amazing dude. Look at that. Checks in the mail, my friend. Checks in the mail. So listen, there's so many great creators here. Obviously yourself, Phil, Comic Relief Crusader, obviously does amazing stuff. Whitechapel is not a YouTube creator, but as far as I know, but man, oh man, his art, and he made cards for us, those kinds of things. Awesome, just awesome stuff, those kinds of things. And talk about a great creator. Jacob Ironside is really coming along. He's kind of late into some of the streaming, but now he's done so many shows. He's really getting his feet and his wheels going. I think we're going to continue to see just amazing things from Jacob and some other folks that come and go out of here. So yeah. Let's see. Whitechapel, they had a prequel cartoon series back in the day called Pup, named Scooby-Doo. Velma's just another red herring. Yeah, well, listen, I'm a massive Scooby-Doo fan. I love the OG, of course, but I really went along and enjoyed a lot of it. Like I said, I love Laugh Olympics, and I love some of that kind of stuff. So yeah. Comics have been recognized that they got kicked out of their old building. Yeah. So that was really a big deal, right? Whenever you start to realize, listen, our company's in some financial problems, and oh, by the way, don't go to the office anymore. It's like, oh, wow. And I've been through those kind of downsides and things like that. But yeah, it is a little scary. You don't know what to do. So my thought processes was maybe some of them are starting to do that. But I will say the way it ended was not hopeful. And I will say, and this started back, like I've been rereading New 52 because they've been pulling a lot of their ideas out of New 52. And I had not read a lot of it. And I definitely had not read Superman. So when James Gunn said, I'm going to do young Superman, the most common thought was that we had was he's going to do the t-shirt and jeans Superman, which was Action Comics after Flashpoint, New 52. And it really starts off as like, oh, okay, this is like what they're going to go for. It's like after Flashpoint. I don't quite understand why he's 20 something in New to Metropolis, but that's what they're going to go for. But when they rebooted all of it, the Superman that's in Action, Superman that's in Superman, the Superman that's in Justice League, they're three completely different Supermen. Like they have no idea what they're doing. And they started writing these backup stories in like Justice League is where all of the Shazam movie came. Well, these backup stories, they're so distracting. It wastes so much time. And I hate the backup stories. So they all have backup stories too. If I had my first ruling at DC was like, no more backup stories. No, write a comic book, write a good comic book. That's what we're doing. I'm doing these backup stories. Stop it. Let's see. Oh, Mike's saying to try. Yeah, man. Hey, listen, I appreciate the support, man. I'm here to support you if I can do things that I can do. So, yeah, Pregnant Joker is this weird sort of spinoff thing that, yeah, that's a strange situation. I have earmarked that series to get to. I don't think the third or fourth issue in the series is the one that everybody's been talking about. I don't think that one has dropped on my app yet, but I definitely will try to get to it at some point. So. They said, yeah, they talked about it being weird. Yeah, it definitely is weird. It's definitely weird. And they are lefty. Yeah, they're almost all lefties. It's pretty rare that, because if they find out or whatever. So, well, Mike, I wish I could tell you that it's good. So I'm doing a video. I'm actually still trying to get some screenshots together to do a video of the first few Aquaman issues are not bad. And the first few Justice League issues are not bad. But the weird thing about New 52 is they went through all this trouble and they did the Flashpoint reboot. And they're going to roll out New 52. But it didn't seem like they had a plan of what the timelines were. Because I obviously Superman was the one that I've read the most of in my reread. Like I said, we have 3 different Supermen. And in Justice League, it starts off like they're just coming together. They're just meeting. It basically is the Justice League movie with the little boxes and Darkseid and what they were going for. But we have a Green Lantern and we have all of them coming together. They don't know each other. It was pretty much the movie. It's just the movie's so messed up on what works in that comic book series. But you can see Jeff Johns kind of knows what he's doing. He's sending in some decent work. And it derails. I'm not trying to say it doesn't, because it does. And Grant Morrison starts off good on Action, but then it derails into a mess. There's like an Obama issue, like literally just out of the blue, the story's going along, then suddenly we stop everything and we have this portal to a different universe and we're in like Superman is Obama issue, or Obama is, I mean, it's like literally an insert of him as the president, and he is the president. I was terrible. So I wish I could tell you that there's a lot to read there, Mike, but I cannot offer a lot of that. But I can tell you can get it cheap. If there's any consolation, you can get it cheap. So, and if you just want to read it on the free, you could message me on Twitter, and I'll try to remember. If you message me on Twitter, I won't forget, but I can give you a website where maybe you can get some comic books for free. That's all I'm going to tell you. That's all I'll say. Read comic books from decades. They never beat me over the head with politics like modern comics. No, they never have. So politics before was sort of like just an essence of like the story. So for instance, I always go back to Daredevil. Ann Nesenti was the writer that took over Daredevil, and she was a hardcore like lefty environmentalist, tree hugger kind of type, right? So there's a few story arcs and things like that where you can pick up on pieces, but it wasn't like, let's cut to Reagan lecturing about how we're not going to spend money on the EPA, or they do that now. Now they just do that. They do that kind of stuff, right? And yeah, modern comics, they've just lost the script. They just lost the focus on what makes them money, what people want to buy and read. And like I said, this whole start-stop thing, is way worse now than even when I was reading. Because as I reread, so for instance, Todd McFarlane rebooted he didn't reboot. They created the Spider-Man story, right? So he was on Amazing Spider-Man, and then McFarlane's going to write and draw Spider-Man. And it's a 5-issue story arc with Lizard. And then they immediately start doing, like, they start jumping around. Like, they start doing a little story arc with Wolverine. There's a cameo with Ghost Rider. You're just like, what is happening? Why do they do this? It did not hold up as well as it did when it was happening in real time back then. They act like they're so above all of that now because they talk so bad about the 90s. It's way worse now because at least the art and the stuff was consistent back then. Now you'll read along 5 issues or so, and then radically you'll have different writers and artists and everything just comes completely out of left field. And you're like, what the heck is happening? This is crazy to me. I don't get it. But yeah, between that and politics, it's very hard. So fantasy reads, not diatribe. Yeah, I'm with you, man. I'm with you. Warren Ellis has done good stuff. Yeah, definitely done good stuff. So yeah, toilet paper. Yeah, well, you know, it is cheap. It is cheap. So so now, yeah, I'm trying to the problem is I've been reading and then I'm not like doing screenshots or anything like that of trying to show folks some examples or samples of what I'm talking about. So I'm trying to finalize that. Probably won't get done until next week. Aquaman, probably that Justice League. I did a little quick video on the Superman thing where I'm kind of ranting about, like, why did we go through all this to make 3 different kinds of Superman? Like, you guys don't really quite know what you're doing. I went through the first story arc on like Wonder Woman. Yeah, I'm still very, I never really have been big in like a John Byrne and stuff. Yeah, that's fine. But I've just never been a fan. There's just nothing there. And I really just don't care about all this incredible immersive Greek mythos. I want superhero. I want Superwoman, Wonder Woman, kicking butt, taking names, right? I don't know. Should I do a video on, because I reread Kingdom Come for another stream on another channel. And I didn't do a video yet. I've never done a video on Kingdom Come. You guys want me to do a video on Kingdom Come and show some samples of how great Kingdom Come is? I mean, if you just take my word on it, you will not be disappointed. It's literally like a goat. It's like the greatest of all time kind of thing. Kingdom Come, why Warner Discovery did not want to build around that makes no sense to me. Like, if they want to go younger and cheaper, because that's really that's really at the crux of what's happening, right? The crux of what's happening is they don't have enough money. They don't. So they probably can't afford some of the bonuses and things that are worked into contracts, maybe. I don't know. We don't really know. We're going to find out in a few years, but we won't know yet. But it would be so easy to go younger and work out of a Kingdom Come type story arc or something like that. But as you guys know, we can talk about this just briefly. Like I said, Megan should be here. I don't know. I haven't heard from her. As far as I know, everything is okay. I'm going to message her while we're still chatting. So did I send her the link? I swore I did. Oh, crap. Maybe I didn't send her the link. Oh, Megan, I am so sorry. I thought I did. It's not there, though. Oh, man. I feel terrible. I swore I did. All right, hold on. Let me send it again. I swore I sent the link and said see you later, but it is not showing up on my screen. And I'm afraid that I may not have. So I will send her the link. But I'm going to feel so bad if I just did not do that, because it has happened. So what happens sometimes with Twitter, when you put a link in, it'll look like it's there and expand, but it actually doesn't send. It's like a multiple step process. And sometimes I will just do it and it didn't actually send and just sits there. That looks like what it did. It looks like it just sat here and did not actually send. So Megan, I am so sorry. Wish you'd been in chat and just told me, hey, Pops, I don't have a link. Yeah. Hopefully that's what the problem is. She did not make it seem like there was any issue. She's going to write in here and I'm going to feel really, really bad. Going to feel really, really, really bad. So, all right. So let me catch up on you guys, because you guys went on without me, which is what you should do, right? Mike says, problem is the message, art, and lack of coordination of a universe. Yeah, no plan. The art is crap. They hire Berkeley prep art students who want to draw purple and yellows and all sorts of crazy colors. No primary colors. They draw in pastels, and the message, like, it's just the message matters more than action. Yeah. Do the difference between Kingdom Come and Marvels. Wow, that's a good. Okay, that's fair because they are not the same at all, but they are both so great on their own and for their own universes, like completely different points to having them. That's okay. Monkey Jeebus, that's a good idea. I'm gonna write that down, and I will tag you, Monkey Jeebus. I will try to remember to tag you. So let me see if that was the problem. She has not responded, so we'll see. Hopefully that was the problem. Marvels and Kingdom Come, the difference, and Monkey Jeebus. Monkey Jeebus. All right. So yeah, we will do that. I will try to remember to do that, and we'll put that on my slate. Probably get to that in a week or so. Robert Laurie's here. Hey, how you doing, brother? They went broke, getting woke. Yeah. Well, the comic books in particular have just been, I mean, it's just crazy. It's so bad. So Abba, the Marvel company, was $20. Yeah, keep me posted, man. I'd love to help you run it. Let me know. I could be a good editor-in-chief, I think. I think I'm good. Claude is here. Hey, brother. Hope you're doing well. Always appreciate your support and being here and hanging out. It's awesome. She's fashionably late. She's never late, though. So it's got to be on me, because what happened is the link is sitting there, but it didn't actually go to her. So I see it on my end, but it didn't actually send, and I just sent it. So hopefully she has seen that or knows to see that. So Megan, please. So yeah, I hate when that happens. So yeah, Phil, I mean, if you know how it works, it's just like there's always something, right? StreamYard has all of its little nuances and all of its little problems, which I'm having tons of. And then, of course, Twitter and messaging. And then, you know, because the biggest benefit to Twitter is that we can message one another, like it's email. But the problem is you have to get used to Twitter nonsense. So Princess Leia Rose is here. Hey, lady. Hope you're doing all right. Good to talk to you and see you up in here. Thank you so much. That's awesome. What are you guys up to? Let's see. But yeah, Monkey Jeebus, great suggestion. The difference between, you know, Kingdom Come and Marvel, or talk about them both and kind of like compare and contrast a little bit. So Louise Barrow, also here. Awesome. Hey, lady, how you doing? I'll be editor-in-chief. Well, it's going to cost us a lot of money, Mike. So I'm not sure what kind of loan you're going to get. Make sure you plan, because we're going to have a serious truckload of money to get like people like Chuck Dixon and things like that. We really, really are. So, and we're going to have to make some radical changes in both companies. We probably will not have very many books in the beginning. So, Earth X and Kingdom Come. Well, you know, the problem is with, yeah, you're right. Earth X and Kingdom Come, right? Which, by the way, Earth X issue 0, if you're a complete noob to Marvel, you know nothing about Marvel and Marvel history and things like that, you can get Earth X 0 for like probably like $1. And it is like a great synopsis of the Marvel universe. It really is fascinating. I just reread that too. And it really is kind of interesting. They touch briefly on, you know, Golden Age, Submariner, Human Torch, Cap, World War II. They touch on, you know, Inhumans and the Eternals and Celestials and all that. So, yeah. So Twitter can be a hot mess. Yeah, my Twitter is definitely a hot mess. I cannot keep up with everything. I'm glad that I have, because what I do with most of my other stuff, with like the website stuff and the emails and stuff and all that, it's more like this is the day I do it, and then I don't do it again for a couple of days. I generally just scroll through it quickly to make sure I'm not missing something urgent, like there's not something really wrong. But my responsibility, I've shrunk them all into these really tiny things so that I can do this with you guys. So, and talk comic books on days like this. So, all right. So any of you reading anything? Are there any comic books that you guys are reading, or you want to know if something is good or bad, a certain character or something like that? Like I said, I've been rereading a lot of new 50. I reread Flashpoint. I did a video on the movie. I haven't done a video on the series, because what I think about the series is it just is what it is. What might be interesting is to do a review on the Flashpoint, like the little spinoff. So if you were to go back, it'll be like the Flashpoint. It's the Batman. There'll be 3 issues. The Wonder Woman, the Aquaman. If you didn't read all the spinoffs, at least of a couple of those, the whole story is really pretty weak. The meat of it really is put on with the Aquaman and Wonder Woman, because there you're getting the fact of how they met and how they were coming together to bring things together, and then how there was incredible conflict and then war, because they're the cause of this war during Flashpoint. And then, of course, the Batman one is off the chain. This is why the Flashpoint Batman is so popular, is because his little standalone 3-issue miniseries that goes with it is freaking amazing, and dark. But there's so many of them. Some of them are just crap. Like, I don't care about some of the other stuff. So, but I have reread a lot of those, and that got me into the New 52. I can say that New 52 Justice League with Jeff Johns is okay. That's what I can tell you for sure. I'm definitely like 15 issues in or so, 20-ish, something like that. I'm pretty far in, and it's okay. That's okay. He'll pay me an exposure. I'm not sure I'm going to be an EIC for a comic book company for exposure, my friend. But I will tell you that I would love to have sort of some of those kinds of opportunities to work with folks. So Shield Wall, brother, awesome. Great to see you, my friend. Great to get to know you the other night and talk about that one stream. It was good, fun to get to know you, and have time hanging out with you, my friend, with Roman and them. So, but yeah, if you guys, let me know if you guys are reading anything in particular, what you are, currently into, and interested in, and those kinds of things. So, all I can do is say I'm sorry about Megan. I don't know, what the mix-up is. I thought we were okay on our times. I wonder if we had time. I'm trying to scroll back and make sure we didn't have. I said 6:30 Eastern time. So, yeah. Okay. Well, anyway, I was late sending her the link, but maybe there was a time change issue. But anyway, but no, I've been reading that. I can definitely give you a recommend of, and you should be able to find this stuff cheap. Like, I literally have seen these at Ollie's if you wanted to buy them. And if you are completely interested, you can go to like your local comic book shop, and most New 52 is actually pretty cheap. The Justice League is okay. Like I said, I'm going to say the first year or so. On Aquaman, it was the first 4 or 5 issues. It's called The Trench. I'm working on that video. I'm going to put that together. That it's okay. That was actually a movie plan at one point. James Wan was attached to basically do a dark horror type thing with The Trench. So I'm going to touch on that in the video a little bit about, that's interesting. So, okay. So, in the ends #1, I'll have to look at that. I'm not familiar with that at all. Monkey Jeebus throwing out the suggestions like a boss. Appreciate that, my friend. That's awesome. So cool. Oh, Robert, you say you thought I was early. Well, maybe I was. Maybe there was a mix-up. I swore I text her. I say text, by the way. When I mean DM on Twitter. We messaged yesterday, and I said 6:30 Eastern time, and she gave me a thumbs up. And she's supposed to be on with the G&G folks, like in another hour or so. So I figured she'd want to get this done. So, okay. So the first couple issues of 52 books and key issues are expensive. Well, then just get a trade. Just get a trade or you can. I mean, that's what I bought. I found trades at Ollie's for like hardbacks, $8. I found some at $8. So they're worth looking into. I don't know. You're right, though, because the New 52 stuff is where they pulled some of the movie stuff up when they redid like Black Adam and the Shazam stuff. And then they have first appearances of this and that. So, there probably are some issues that are kind of expensive. But you could look for a multi-print or look for a graphic novel or something like that if you're looking to read. And if you run into something you just can't find, or you think it's just way too expensive, let me know. I got a feeling I can try to help you out in some way, shape, or form, give you a way to at least check it out for yourself. And if you guys know certain ones that are good, I've been told about certain, so Jeff Johns, I guess, jumps on Superman at one point, and that's supposed to be pretty good. I don't know that I'm going to waste my time right now trying to read more New 52 than what I already have, just because I just don't see it. They don't have a plan. It only lasts for like 5 years or so. Then they start over again. So it only goes from like 2011 to 2016, and they start over. Now we have Rebirth, and that's where we're at right now. We're in the middle of Rebirth, which started in 2016, and people are much more accepting and enjoying the early phase of Rebirth, like I guess the 2016, and then of course, however it fizzles out for whatever particular character, and that's kind of where we've been at. So, Yeah, you might want to search it out because Bad Idea picks who can sell their books. Oh, okay. So that's The Ends. The Ends is by them. So I'll have to check that out. Okay. Appreciate that. Bobby, the answer, and right now is a whole lot of no. A whole lot of right now, the only 4 movies that have been confirmed is the 4 that land this year that were already done. So you have the Shazam 2, the Aquaman 2, the Flashpoint Flash movie, and the Blue Beetle movie. James Gunn is supposed to do, he's already done a presentation of some kind. He'll be doing some sort of announcement here relatively soon, and then we'll know what the plan will be. Of those 4 movies, the only thing that sounds like it could be carried over would be the Blue Beetle. It sounds like, because it's got like a young kid, it's got like a 90s feel. It's supposed to have that type of element. And Blue Beetle is sort of like outside the nucleus, and they could easily do that. And I'm sort of surprised with the Shazam thing, but the problem with the Shazam thing is entirely Dwayne Johnson. Dwayne Johnson is, so if you read the Justice League, the backup story is them introducing New 52, Shazam, and Black Adam. And Dwayne Johnson did not want to be Black Adam to fight Shazam. He wanted to be Black Adam to fight Superman. And he's definitely been the problem. So now you're stuck between a rock and a hard place, because I think they probably have the stuff under contract. And Shazam seems like it really is a good enough fit that it could be carried along. But what are you going to do if you don't include Black Adam? It's just, all of this is dumb. And that's the problem they've put themselves into. Now, with Green Lantern, it originally was Green Lantern Corps. And then the second phase was John Stewart Green Lantern. But once this official stuff came out, the only 4 things that have been confirmed right now are the 4 I mentioned. Now, does that mean, because to me, that's what should happen. I trust me, Mexican Iron Man was triggered when I said it. I triggered him because he's a big Green Lantern fan. I said they should not do Hal Jordan. They should not do Hal Jordan. Treat Hal Jordan like he's off planet right now. And you do John Stewart, and he fits into the big 3. And then you figure out what you're going to do with Aquaman. Because right now, Aquaman's a mess. Like the biggest casting mistakes they made right now was Jason Momoa and Amber Heard and Ezra Miller. They don't look like their characters, don't act like their characters, and they got what they deserve. They got a bunch of crazy people. At least 2/3 of them are crazy. So it could be a solo movie, or it could just work into something else. Green Lantern Corps depends on what Gunn has planned. Yeah, I don't know. And we don't know. I would love to see it. I have no idea why we don't see it. I'm hopeful that they get their act together. And I got to be honest, when you read that Justice League story, the way, so it's so basically they're coming across the mother boxes. You know, Barry, Flash, and Bruce are friends, Batman, and they're coming across these mother boxes. And because it's alien tech, and they involve Wonder Woman, and Hal and Flash are friends, they're going to go and confront Superman about it because he's an alien, and they don't know each other. They're not a team. They just know that each other exists. You know, it's like, will you go with me? And as they're doing this, they're explaining powers, right? So you have Green Lantern, you have Hal Jordan explaining that he's basically like the Green Lantern police, the police for the planet. He's the planet police. So you didn't need a whole movie. You got enough information that you can go along with the flow. Can you flush it out in another movie, in a standalone movie? Of course you can. But it wasn't really that complicated to understand what everyone's characters' core powers and contributions would be. Cyborg was like, question, well, you can do that? Yeah, I can do this. Well, do this. And it's like it was very fast, and it was all worked well. And I said, how much is Jeff Johns, Warner Brother, or Zack Snyder, who screwed it all up? There's no offense to the Snyder cut. It's fine. But it's a mess compared to the actual core story they started with Darkseid. This convoluted mess. And I don't have the affinity for the Snyder stuff. And I'm sorry if you're a major Snyder fan, you love Man of Steel and all that. I'm just like, they're all just sort of like okay to me. They really are. Like, really, Wonder Woman 1 is, you know, among the ones that I can rewatch the most and have a decent time. Aquaman 2 is just needs to be edited. I mean, they pulled it off in the sense that it's You know, I said it needs to be Lord of the Rings underwater. Okay, they pulled that off, but I didn't need it to be as long as it is. It needs to be seriously edited down. Let's see what else. Shazam is fine for what it was because it was like more comedic. They're kids and funny and family. And okay, that's fine. Sequel looks like it's more of the same. It's okay stuff, but they really have not written a decent Superman story, and they really have got Batman a mess. And because now we have another complete different Batman, which we presume they're moving forward with. As far as I know, James Gunn and no one else has really addressed all of that. So, so we got an Ezra comment. His Flash might remain moving forward along with Jennifer Holland as Amelia Harcourt. Okay. So the latest I heard was that first off, Ezra has never been charged for some of the allegations, by the way, and that some of the like the burglary stuff and things like that, which by the way, I'm no fan of Ezra Miller. You guys have heard me rant and rave a little bit. They were going to give this dude 25 years for that liquor theft or whatever he was being accused of. That's absurd. So whatever plea deal they've worked out, he's not going to jail. They've all got it worked out, probation and whatever, because that movie is going to move forward. And I guarantee the studio has been on top of that situation and the media have just jumped on it. And obviously a lot of his allegations were timed with a lot of the similar topics and things like that were landing in society and culture. So, you know, is what it is. I don't think he has a long life in the DCEU, whatever it looks like. I think it's more like to get the movie done, they move on. And I've said that's what they should do. They just kill him off. Just write it out. Barry dies. Barry killed. Like Crisis on Infinite Earth centers around Barry being dead. That works. Dean Krantz, hey brother. Oh man, I gotta get with Dean, and we gotta figure out a way to do another stream together or something like that. Maybe hook up with Troy Pacelli or someone else, do another history, political type stuff, because he's just you're an expert, man, on this kind of stuff. It's definitely down your wheelhouse, and I had a great time doing stream with you before. We should do something like that again. So, but yeah, that's great questions, guys, on all that. So, Monkey Jeebus, about a great idea to doing something about comparing, the Kingdom Come event with the Marvels. So I think that's a good idea. And maybe a little bit of conversation there about Earth X. I think that's fair about all three. That would be good. Like I said, Aquaman, The Trench, Justice League stuff. I have like a lot of the newer stuff I just haven't finished getting through. So I really want to get through a little bit more issues before I try to judge it. So I'm going to be reading like World's Finest and Flash. Okay, so Mike's saying Sega by Image, not bad so far. Okay, cool. How many issues are you in, Mike? Let me know how many issues you're in, so I know how far along. When you say it's not good, like I got to know what that means. So, by the way, if you go over to Image Comics on their website, you'll see a button for read the first issue. So almost all, and I'll say almost all because I have no idea how many could be excluded from that list. They offer their free issue on their website for free. Something to think about. Free comic books, man. Maybe you find something that you like. Because there are a lot of them are very, very popular. And a lot of them have been picked up. Now, because of the finances of the world right now, I'm not sure what will advance. But a lot of stuff had been licensed and picked up to do a show or something on. And I'm interested to see if any of that actually manifests and actually happens. Because I don't know what will. But there's tons of stuff in there. I gotta be honest, I just haven't. It's about balancing the time with the other stuff I'm doing to know what to read and what to really get into. But Sega, I wrote down. So Sega by Image, Comic Relief Crusader. We'll see. You should do a comic book review, my friend. Let me know. Chapter 20 currently. Wow. Okay. Awesome. Good to know. So I'm making notes so I know what we can chat about when I get in. When and if I get to it. Because I might forget, I'll be honest. I'll write it down. But right now it's like my schedule each week kind of centers around the different tent poles, right? So for Tuesday night, it's Talk Hard. Saturday morning, cartoons. Sunday, Watch Your Story. I have the Thursday throwback movie review. So then I kind of build around that. The new movies that I do, the comic books that I do, TV. I was doing Tulsa King. By the way, talk about some new stuff, by the way, for a minute. Tulsa King was a lot of fun. And you guys watch Tulsa King? I love Tulsa King. I was in on it really early. Then I had a little bit of anxiety because the first, episode 2, 3, and 4 were kind of only about Dwight and kind of sluggish at times, and there wasn't any world building. But then it just takes off like a freight train. It ends really well, and then we have like this crazy abrupt turn that it closes on to set up a second season. I'm like, I'm good. Good stuff. Tulsa King's good. I also really enjoyed watching Wednesday. I don't know if you guys watched that on Netflix or not. I really enjoyed it. I think they actually didn't mess up Addams Family fun. There's like one fluff issue, and it is kind of weird how Uncle Fester comes into the show and has like a moment and then like leaves. Like it's just, there's certain things I don't think are fluid. And the stuff at the end is kind of a little bit rushed, and Nancy Drude for making her name into a verb, I guess. So let's see. And yeah, Dean went talking about his having a great time on the stream. Yeah, we did. I did too, my friend. I was talking to a great buddy today, and we were discussing 40K. I truly enjoyed Tulsa King. Okay, cool. Very, very cool. I'm glad you enjoyed it too. Yeah, me too. Shield Wall saying he wants to watch it. Finished Yellowstone in 1923. So far, 1923 is great. That's good to know. Yellowstone may be what I go to next. Yeah, I really don't know what to do with Yellowstone because there's so much of it. And I have seen pieces out of order. I don't know how that happened, but I did. So now I'm all messed up in my head. So I kind of need to start over from scratch. So, but I'm good. I only hear good things about all of that. Robert Laurie, brother, how are you, my friend? Robert is such a cool dude in real life. He was at our meetup in Orlando. It was great to meet him, even though I kind of flubbed for a minute to know which Robert he was, but he is super cool, nice guy. He's taking great pictures of everybody. By the way, hit me up on Twitter if you can, man. I'd love to see that picture of me and Mrs. Pops. Anything I could do to get a picture of my lady. But we had a great time meeting everybody, and it was great to have him there. And it's always great to get to meet folks in real life, and super cool guy. And I couldn't agree more, man. Wednesday wasn't bad. Like it was pretty entertaining. I couldn't agree with your assessment, my friend. It was entertaining. Like, what do you want the Addams Family to be? Like, it actually was more serious and more like, not really Stranger Things, more Harry Potter, right? I think I like it Harry Potter. It was more Harry Potter than I expected. Like it was a little bit more of some of that. So I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. So Luis Barrow says, I watched Willow. Oh boy. My next watch can only be better because I've already seen Ring of Power. Luis, I only hear horrible things. So let me know. I actually was ready literally like the weekend or so before it was supposed to drop. And Mrs. Pops and I were going to rewatch the original Willow because I told her that I was going to do that watch party, doing my normal review cycle. And everybody had screened it early, were already dropping that it was an abomination. So then I kind of hesitated because I had a couple more people I knew who were going to watch it, and they kind of said the same thing. So I just kind of backed. Same thing happened with Rings of Power. I literally watched like the opening sequence, and I was like, what the heck am I watching? And I just turned it off. And of course, everyone just destroyed it. So I knew it was just a waste of my time. Thank you, man. I appreciate it so much. Like, listen, I just, you go through life sometimes and you don't get photos and you don't get certain things. So the fact that you were doing that, man, it really is super cool. So yeah, thank you so much for that. Wednesday was good enough to stand on its own. I enjoyed the twists and turns. I agree that there could have been more Fester. Yeah, well, it was fun because they wanted to just choose Thing as the sidekick, and Fester was almost like a distraction. But I never hated it. It just because the fluff episode is the one with Morticia and Gomez, like the flashback murder caper story. Like it was just added. Someone messaged me about Joker Voice. Joker Voice made a comment about it. And I said, well, here's how that went. I will tell you 100% how this went. The show may not have even had Luis Guzman and Catherine Zeta-Jones cast. And it was an 8-episode season. And they said, no, you're going to add an episode and you're going to hire names. And now it's a 9-episode season. This is the episode, blah, blah, blah. Because that's how Hollywood works. It really, really is. I wish it wasn't, but that's how this works. And that's why there's a whole you watch shows and you're like, why is this 8 or 9 episodes? And why is this? Yeah, that's what happens. I felt like it totally was that way. So let's see. Okay, Dean Krantz, a couple more. Let's see what Dean's got. So Recruit and then Wednesday. So Recruit, I assume it's on Netflix then also. So I will check out The Recruit, Dean Krantz. Let me see. Because Tulsa King ended, I kind of have that. I don't have the weekly commitment, and I have a posting schedule, and I just put new show ? So that's my placeholder for next week. I don't know what I'm going to do, and I will see if I fit something in or not. I have my grandkids this weekend, so Mrs. Pops and I will be running crazy chasing grandkids. So I probably won't have time to like dive deep and get ahead on something like a Yellowstone would probably be. So it may have to be something that's short. So maybe The Recruit would be a good option. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. Willow is hot garbage. That's what I've heard. The cinematography and the shot blocking is horrible. It's just bad. Okay, I can't handle it then. Go back. I don't even know. So YouTube is not consistent, but if you can get the freaking search on a channel option to pop up and you can find Halo, my Halo review goes back to what was hot garbage on Talk Hard. Well, what become Talk Hard? I can't handle bad craftsmanship. I just can't. It just makes my head hurt. I just can't. So there's no way whenever I keep hearing these kinds of things with like Ring of Power, like the Ring of Power photo that leaked out where you could see the armor. And it was like this. It was like a fold in a shirt. It was so cheaply done. Because I've seen cosplay better. And so I have no patience for a company that is, spending millions, if not billions of dollars on stuff doing that. So, and the script was just truly awful. Yeah. I'm not down. Oh, Last of Us is so, I don't know anything about Last of Us other than there is a game and a show. But what was weird is when it popped up on my little feed thing, it made it sound like is there already Last of Us stuff out? Are we getting like a season 2 or something? Or is this the first adaptation? I don't really know. You guys have to clue me in because I don't know anything about the game other than like what people have complained about the game. So let's see. Once you get past the bad casting of Gomez. Yeah, well, so here's the thing with Gomez. They were only going for like the original Charles Adam drawing. His take was just not quite. You're absolutely right. It is bad casting because he's not a comedic actor. He was better in sort of like more dramatic roles and stuff like that. There's something like, don't you remember the story about like when like Back to the Future was done and they hired Eric Stoltz and then everybody watched it and it was so flat and dry. And then once they had Michael J. Fox, because of his demeanor and different little nuances with nonverbal communication, it become just brilliant. That's kind of what the problem with Gomez is. It's like he's just not the right person. Luis Gomez is not bad, and the Gomez is not terrible. It's just not right. And I actually got to be honest, I agree with Joker Voice. Joker Voice really hates on Catherine Zeta-Jones. I just think Catherine Zeta-Jones is not written well. Like Morticia is she's moody in all the wrong ways. She's not moody. This mom moody nonsense is just not right. I think that's the one part that because the dialogue and the performance by Jenna Ortega and the execution of the show, all of the world building, the set design, the secondary characters, all this stuff, we're there. The most of the complaints that we have is the Morticia and Gomez stuff, which is really the second stuff, and the fact that Fester was like, very barely part of it. But they have a ton of opportunity here. I have no idea why it's not already been announced and in production. Makes no sense to me. I know this is like you guys talking back and forth, but I just wanted to kind of highlight the fact that we're talking about, writing and acting, costumes to stink, but most shows have at least halfway decent camera work and editing. No, really don't. Shield Wall, I love you, bro. No, I watch shows and I'm like, well, that was my biggest issue with Andor. Andor wants to seem like it is, but I'm telling you, there is so much wasted time and editing and just weird decisions that you're just like, oh my God, this show, what is wrong with these people? They just hire crap. So Okay, no, that's fine. No, Dean, I understand. No, I understand. I didn't mean to imply I was going to watch it with the grandkids in the room. I got you, bro. No, I'm good. It's on Netflix. I mean, I have access to everything on Netflix, so I'm not really worried about it. If I don't have access, I can get it, so I'm not really worried about it. So, let's see. Nelson Studios in the house. Hey, brother, what's going on? Let's see. There's only one game. The Last of Us show starts on the 15th. Okay, so. Okay. Thanks for letting me know, man. I don't really know. But I'm down with giving it a fair chance. I'm not going to rule it out. So I'm going to write that down because that could be maybe is my noob perspective worth offering? Because that was my take on Halo. My take on Halo was I'm so noob, I think I can be objective. And that's why I brought in Loki, because Loki is a diehard gamer of Halo. So we were a good yin and yang. And of course, Ironcaster is like one of the most underrated creators and YouTubers out there as far as his knowledge base on all this stuff. Like he's just not got his wheels are just not going enough. Once he gets enough content generated, I'm telling you guys, Ironcaster is an untapped resource. He's so good at assessing things and stuff like that. So, oh, and the right, yeah, you're talking about that, yeah, Morticia and Gomez. It's just I will tell you this, though. I think Gomez was written better, and you could have had comedic delivery with all of the stupid nicknames and stuff was fine, but his delivery was always like serious and not goofy, and he didn't have any goofy interjections. Morticia was like moody mom and things like that. So, Catherine Zeta-Jones busy. She's also doing National Treasure. I heard that was hot garbage too. Did any of you guys watch National Treasure? Is National Treasure hot garbage? Because Latino Slant and Lorena unloaded on National Treasure in a way that was unlike them. Like they completely came unglued. Because again, I was ready to give that show a go, and I was like, ooh. And I had just finished Santa Clauses, which was hot garbage. I wasn't interested in doing another one for Christmas, so I decided to look at Morticia Gomez through the eyes of a teen daughter. Every teen is ashamed of their parents for a couple years. No, I agree with that. No, her perspective on her parents was not the issue. The fact that there was mother-daughter tension wasn't the issue. It was the performance and the writing of Morticia and Gomez, and not even so much in that one episode I was referring to, episode 5, where it's like that fluff issue, that backstory. Just the way they behave and the interactions and stuff is more of where the issue was. They didn't get anything major wrong, by the way. It is still entertaining. So. Okay, so Last of Us debuts on Sunday. They're deviating from the source and turning it into another zombie series using the names of the characters. Oh, so it's just fan fiction again. Okay. Okay. So fan fiction. I'm going to put that under here too. That's my note, Chris Persia. So fan fiction. I don't know. I assume Loki and them will be, because they're into the games. So I assume they'll be more into that than me. But it's one of those things where I'm getting all the notices and things like that. I'm not really getting advanced screeners or anything like that, which is usually a red flag, by the way. If they don't want you to see it early, then usually there's a little bit of red flag that it could probably be a dumpster fire. So, okay, let me go back and figure out. Bobby is talking about National Treasure. Okay. Yeah. Talking about National Treasure being dumpster fire. Okay. And Shield Wall said it was bad. Okay, so Shield Wall's referring to. Sorry, guys, it's hard to keep up with everything. Okay, yeah, that was also that. Okay, yeah, gotcha. Okay, so Netflix did confirm. Okay, perfect, good. And maybe I'll do a video on that. Right, Wednesday, season 2, because it deserves it. I mean, how could you not? Jenna Ortega was nominated for a Golden Globe, and her performance is, I mean, one of the hardest things an actor can do and deliver is this nonverbal communication, this ability to communicate, respond, different emotional shifts and changes and things like that with a very believable approach. And she was perfect. She was absolutely perfect as Wednesday coming to life. So I do apologize for all of you that are wanting more comic book talk and wanted to talk with Megan about what she's reading, because I put it in the thumbnail, but that's only half or so of what she's reading, with like things like Watchmen and Mouse and just she's The Witcher and Robin, and she's got a great channel. She's one of the most passionate young comic book readers I've ever met. It's so refreshing to have her around. I hope everything is okay with her. I was a little bit late sending her the link, so maybe there was some miscommunication. But anyway, Cinema Anarchy. You're absolutely right. This was House of Dragon, especially the early part of the season before we had that time jump where Matt Smith is carrying the season. Fantastic. I mean, this is the difference between, like, you know, bad and okay. They don't always become great, but you at least have to get to this point where some of the nonverbal communication, the emotions, and there's no dialogue, but you can see, you can feel what's happening. That's when you know. That's when you know. I mean, yeah, Matt Smith was top notch of the season, definitely. Now, I will admit the last half of the season, not so much. And he had like some erratic scenes written in. Like, I'm not quite sure what they were doing. So, Mike, I understand. And when you're on your phone, everything gets all wacky too because you can't tag people and stuff. Listen, man, totally understand. I appreciate you just watching, man. So, okay, so this is Last of Us, right? So, game fungus spores are taking over humans. In the show, they're dropping the fungus spores story and just making a zombie virus like Walking Dead. But this changes the world drastically. Yeah. Okay. Again, I'm making notes because I don't know the game. So fungus spores in the game. You know, the problem is I love zombie stuff. So the irony is I might actually like the show while everybody who loves the game might hate on it more than I would. That actually makes it more interesting to do a review. We'll see. Oh, Cinema Anarchy. I'm glad someone else can come around and join me on, like, what the hell are they thinking? Like, I don't understand. There's no end. Like, it just abruptly stops filming, and you're like, that's supposed to set up next season. There was no cutaway to this reaction. There was no cut to this. There was no cut to that. It's just like all these things. It was like, again, part of, I think, the love for House of the Dragon is because it was being juxtaposed against the absolute dumpster fire Ring of Power. It was so easy to have a compare and contrast. And the compare and contrast is what went viral across YouTube and fandom, right? People would hate on Ring of Power. People would love on House of Dragon. Did you see this? Did you see that? And my favorite part of all that is how Andor just didn't have like a seat at the table. It's great. So Vikings Valhalla dropped. I tried season 1, but giving 2 a hard pass. Oh, okay. Don't know anything about that. So you have to, Dean, do your next comment. Let me know. Is season 1 of Vikings Valhalla worth watching? I have a ton of stuff to see, but, you know, never know. Oh, yeah, it's filmed in Canada. Yeah, you're up there in the Great White North, bro. Yeah. Tax write-offs, man. They are all about their tax write-offs. So 4 episodes of Witcher Blood. Yeah. So the funny story about that I have, because I never did finish Witcher. I got to be honest. I don't know what it is about the world. I just could not immerse myself and get into. And then, of course, once you got into season 2 and the hate and whatever, I just didn't go back. But Scott over at Sporking News was on. Oh, make sure I get this right. Gosh, who was he on with? Was he? Was he on with Bounding into the Comics? I think he was on their live stream, and he called it the Blood Orange, and he calls Liam Hemsworth Lime, and I just can't stop laughing. And then he can't stop saying it. Like, he can't talk about it without calling it Witcher Blood Orange, and he'll make reference to Lime's Hemsworth, and it cracks me up to no end. So it's kind of ruined now because now it's like got like a parody name. So comic book talk without a lot of comic book talk because Megan wasn't able to join us. I don't know what's going on there. I hope she's okay. And everybody, we ended up just chit-chatting mostly about TV shows, which is good for me because I don't do a ton of TV. I usually find a show or two. Again, not counting Saturday morning cartoons. I'm doing Saturday morning cartoons. So that's been good for me because I literally have notes. For those of you who don't know how my brain works, so this is like this is notes with pops, and then as you see, then they get added to the list, and then I run off a master list. And I got teased on a different stream behind the scenes in the green room because my document is like 100 pages long. But that's not fair because I had page breaks. So it's not like 100 full pages. It's just 100, pages and segments and stuff like that. But no, you didn't miss. Thank you for being here, brother. And Padawan, you need to connect with me on a time where we can, if we do nothing else, let's just do show and tell of your X-Men comics. Let's just do that. And by the way, let me know if you need some bags. I don't have extra boards I could send you, but I probably have some extra bags I could send you if you need, 20, 30 bags or something. So at least they can get fresh bags. So you get those X-Men comics, at least give them a fair chance to survive into the next few years. That's all. So, okay, this is where it's been filmed. It was filmed up near Alberta. Okay, cool. Oh, no. There are tons of great episodes, She-Wall. I did enjoy House of Dragon. I don't think it's Golden Globes like it won the award, but I think that's a little bit exaggerated. Anyway, for me, my favorite show of the year is a nerdy show. It is not for all of you, but if you're a film cinemaphile and you love The Godfather, The Offer, I thought was a great show. The execution on The Offer was fantastic. And most of the criticism Offer is because people are misunderstanding the secretary, because the secretary is like the quote woke strong female element of the show, but in real life she did exist and opened her own agency, and she is this power mogul, and sadly she's passed away, so it's hard to fact check what is done or not done. They rewrite their history, and some of these folks have passed away, so I don't know that it's exaggerated as much as people think. I don't think it derails the show completely either. I had a great show with I think The Offer was a better show. I had to be honest. Tulsa King was better than House of Dragons as far as execution goes. I thought Tulsa King was better. My House of Dragons issue is that time jump. I hate that time jump. They had to pick. They could have just done 2 different seasons, or they needed to do a half season this or a half season that or something. The time jumps want to mess all that up. So. So the Vikings of Valhalla season 1. Okay, pass on that. Okay, got you, Dean. Thank you so much. They had a person of color as Jarl. Full crap. Yeah. Love, History, and Truth. Vikings of Valhalla took a dump on both those concepts. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'm out. Did I write that down? So I'm gonna cross it off. Nope, I didn't. I waited for you to come back and tell me. So I'm glad you did. So. Oh, King Viserys was the best part. Oh, yeah, off the chart. That performance was just top notch. That's why I said the show getting any awards at all. It's not centered around him and his performance. Makes no sense to me. No offense to Matt Smith, because he was good too. It's just Viserys was just like top tier. So, let me see. Oh, I don't need a list, my friend. I don't need a list. I should do show and tell. You tell me how many bags you need if you need me to send you some, and we'll just do show and tell. You can just show some comic books, and we'll just chat about them. Let's have a good time. I don't need a list. It's particularly it's going to be like Claremont X-Men and stuff like that. It's OG X-Men. I don't need a list. I am that nerdy. I am that nerdy. I'm like, I don't need a list. And if it's like 1990s X-Men, I not only don't need a list, I have most of them. I've rebought some recently. I'm pathetic. Have you watched My Hero Academia? I know it's long, but you'd like it. No, actually, the irony is I am trying to do anime. I will be making my talk about great. Thank you, Louise. Good timing. I will be making my Brandon the Anime Guy debut next week. That's right. Next week, I will be on with Brandon the Anime Guy. That is Wednesday night. I'm confirming details, making sure I don't misspeak. 8 p.m. Eastern time, I'll be on with Brandon the Anime Guy. Now, we're supposed to be talking about like 1970s stuff and things like that. Stuff that's more in my wheelhouse because I am not an anime guy. I'm not. However, on a complete different coincidence, I will say I am rewatching Ghost in the Shell. And then I'm going to rewatch Akira. And I'm probably going to go back and do a rewatch of the Ultron animated series on Netflix and probably do videos because I love that show that Ironcaster turned me on. I think it's only fair for a non-anime person to throw some love. So when I get through some of these, then I may try to tackle something big like My Hero Academia. And I appreciate the love because you're not the only one that keeps trying to throw me some of the really good stuff. Because I hear good stuff about like Castlevania and stuff as well. It's one of those. So no, absolutely not Chris Persia. Nope. Zero entry. You guys would have to pay. Can't do it. I have watched, well, technically I've probably watched about 3 minutes of Picard, but technically it's the same sequence over again multiple times, and it's a scene where the car hits him. Right, the scene where the car hits him, because Loki talked about it and he got into a laughing fit, which made me laugh. So I went and found the scene and I just kept rewatching it. It made me laugh. That is it. I have zero interest in Picard. I had zero interest once I learned a little bit about season 1. And what's the new one? The Strange, I want to call it Strange New Worlds, but that's what that other Disney dog crap film is. Whatever that one is, like the opening episode, I watched that and I saw the big speech that basically become like a conversation about modern politics, and I was like, no, I'm out. I'm good. I'm not watching that. So, I see that Tulsa King and Yellowstone are from Taylor Sheridan. He seems to have good ideas. Yeah, absolutely. No, Taylor Sheridan's top notch. So there's an overlap with Tulsa King. And you have Yellowstone side, and then you also have like the Sopranos, Boardwalk Empire side. So you have that type of creator. So you have people that really, really know how to do this. And what I understand is Tulsa King was kind of like a really quick, like weekend idea. Like it was more like, and I think it's really the best way to sum it up is really like, imagine if Tony Soprano or somebody like that went to jail. You know, you had like a capo that went to jail, then he got out of jail. You're like, what are you going to do with him? He can't stay in New York. He's just going to get killed. So you send him to Tulsa, just like get him out of our hair. We don't want him. He's a threat. He's a hassle. And then you build this whole show around it where he rises to be a bigger powerhouse than even the New York family in a lot of ways. So Black Clover is also good. Cool. All right. So yes, 3 long boxes full, a few hundred at least. Okay. Wow. That's a lot. Okay. So you have more than I thought you had. So you hit me up, you let me know. I'm just opening the door that we could do some uncanny, we'll call it Uncanny X-Men show and tell with Padawannabe. There you go. Because I love you, bro. For those of you that don't know, you guys understand the Padawannabe love is now immortal here in the Pops universe, Pops verse. I don't know what I want to call it. Tell me, Chris Persia, what do you want to call it? Because of this, for those of you who don't know, we did a Scent of a Woman talk hard. We finished talking about Scent of a Woman. Padawannabe asked to come on to open his 1983 Return of the Jedi wax packs that he got as a contest winner on one of my channels on my shows. And this is he goes through all of the cards and he does.
So I stacked all the pieces here. We're gonna.
Oh, he went for the hardcore. I wish I could see. That's right. He's chewing the gum. Padawannabe is the boss.
You're the boss, brother.
You're the boss. We are clipping this. This will be a new clip.
It's like dusty pop rocks with no pop.
Pop rocks with no pop. Holy
cow! There's no way that's gum anymore.
It's just no taste at all.
It still tasted like chewing gum, but there's.
No, you're a soldier, brother.
It just turns to dust. There's no.
Wow. It never gets old to me. So I think Padawannabe. I want to. I didn't do it because I've been trying to make some playlist stuff. I think I need to do one called the Padawannabe Challenge. So you have to have like actual wax. Somebody has to open the wax pack on a live stream and come on my show and do it or whatever. Take the Padawannabe Challenge and chew the gum because you did it, which prompted Ironcaster to do it. And then I don't know where did I put my cards? Oh, I did it. I did. For those of you who haven't seen it, I did a wax pack of Black Hole and chewed the gum. So my gum was pretty brutal. Oof, it was pretty brutal. So yeah, the Padawannabe Challenge is out there. So Claremont X-Men is the only great run, in my opinion. I'll never forgive them for The Brood. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's hardcore reference. Good job, Dane. I don't hate some of the other X-Men, so I can't be too critical. I really can't. I mean, the Claremont run is the best run by far, but I don't know that I can say that. ZBR is in the house. ZBR. Yeah, man, we got to connect and do a stream, man. Get you on, get on your channel, do both, whatever. So ACI, Matt is here. Thank you for being Matt, being a member, me and my buddy, man. You're cool. Great channel, by the way, folks. Castlevania's nuts. I've heard Castlevania in that way. So yeah, Strange New Worlds is the name of that show. Did I actually say that right? I may have actually said that in my ramblings. No, I watched one episode, and I think I kind of fast forwarded through some of it because I thought the dialogue was so trite. I thought, ugh. Let's see, Pop's verse. Okay, cool. Any of you into like helping make T-shirts? Let me know because I got T-shirt ideas and stuff. I'm trying to figure out how to. I don't want to do T-shirts where it's going to cost everybody like $25 or $30. I mean, I can't afford to do a massive like print on demand and lower the cost at like a local printer, but there has to be a way to make shirts that can be more in the line of like a $15 to $20. Like I don't want, you shouldn't have to pay $30 to get a shirt and then it costs $30 to get the shirt and the delivery, the shipping cart. That's just too much. There has to be a way. So if any of you have lines on doing that and suggestions, I'm open. That's kind of my next phase. There should be a link in the description for Redbubble. So I have my stickers and stuff that's up there, which by the way, there's a Pop sticker. There's the Ironcaster, Sharkcaster stickers. And then there's of course, the famous Talk Hard Loki Zardoz hashtag love Stephen Ransom for all of some of that stuff. So I use a lot of that. So, and yeah. Padawan is the boss. Yeah, it's insane. Yeah. And look like he was eating crackers. Yeah, they'll pop. They get so hard. So yeah, Padawan challenge, man. The other say he knows, man. All right, Mike, you film it, man. Or we'll have you on and you do it, man. I'll have to get you a pack of something that we'll have to get you a pack of something from the 80s or 90s or whatever. Hey, man. It doesn't taste like much of anything is the thing. It's like, it's weird because you think that it would be, I think our brains make it worse than it is. But anyway, they say he's brave and he says, oh, or stupid. Yeah. So Shield Wall's got to bail out. Awesome, man. So, all right. Oh, all right. So Mike's got a look graphic designer. All right. Yeah, I know. I'll give it a shot for you, man. All right. Well, we'll talk. We need to set up a chance to chat then, man. And we can try to figure out a brainstorming session. So we'll have to figure that out then. So we can try to come up with ideas to do that. Like I said, I have a lot of ideas and things written down and what I want to accomplish. But it seems like most of the services, once you get past the setups and stuff like that, it's going to cost folks, let's say $24 to $30. You get like $1 or $2. And I'm like, okay, I don't think anyone's winning in that situation. I don't think people should have to pay that much for a shirt. And then 2, that seems like an awful lot of money to pay for me to get like $1 or $2. Like, I don't know that that's worth it either. Like, I don't want to do it's not about, I don't care about getting a bunch of money for me, but just percentage wise, I'm like, well, it's already frustrating to deal with YouTube is this like monopoly they have over memberships and super chats and all that nonsense. We're all secretly trying to figure out ways to maximize and make that better than it currently is. Because Lord knows you guys have this hard-earned money, and next thing you know, the powers that be are sucking up most of it. So I know they have to charge. I get it, but that's a massive number. Like I got the shirt, Jay's shirt that he did with Gina, and it was only like 22. I think mine was 22, and I'm like, that's a fair price. See, 22 is fine. I think the one from Joker was, I think it was closer to like 26 or something like that. That's after shipping, so that's $5 for shipping. So that was it's close, and I think Loki's was a little bit less than that too. But these prices have gone up, so check into iron-on transfers and bulk T-shirts. Okay. The problem with the iron-on transfers is do you know of a brand or something I can do to look for that won't just be crap? Like it won't just completely wash off. Because when I get any that are like that, this one's not. This one's screened on. This is my Die Hard one. The Die Hard one is the amazing John McClane there, right? John McClane from Die Hard. But it's screened in, right? It's not an actual iron-on. But when I get ones that are like clearly an iron-on, I don't wash them like that. I'll try to take extra care of them, whatever. And then I'll drop them off and pay the extra couple bucks for dry cleaning and stuff. Just so I don't wear them as often. I spread it out just to get as much life out of the shirt as I possibly can. So, but yeah, any insight, you DM me, let me know. I think that if I had to pick any arenas that I wanted to try to find ways to help, and it doesn't have to mean that I have to do it. I'm more happy to help someone else do this. So if you have a similar passion, let me know. I would love to see an alternative to the merch universe with like print on demand type stuff. So something cheaper could come into play. So people could have mugs and stickers and shirts and stuff done cheaper for everyone involved. Like every single person is closer to the cost points, the price points. An alternative to eBay, there needs to be a way that we could share the merch and sell our merch and trade and sell our stuff. There's got to be a way to come up with something. It just right now, everything is so expensive to start from scratch. To have that kind of website, kind of have that kind of stuff, it's just nuts. But eBay is, for those of you who don't know, in eBay, you have to pay at least 30 cents on a transaction. So if you have a $1 trading card, let's just say it's just some rando trading card. Here you go. Here's a Drax card from 1993 Marvel Masterpiece, right? There you go. All right. But let's just say, I'm going to post this on eBay. Let's say I have a dozen of them, which I may have a dozen of them. I'll post on eBay for $1. Sell the card. You pay 12.9% plus 30 cents. So now I'm down 50 cents, pretty much, right? I'm down 12.9 plus the 30 cents. So I'm down 42, 43 cents. Then you have to mail it. The eBay envelope is the only way you have tracking, right? So, you can't just, but stamps are 50 cents. So you can no longer sell a card for $1. You don't make any money. I did the math on it, and you make a penny. If I sell a card for $1, I make a penny, and then like $1.50, you get some. So you have to. It's just like they've weeded it all out, and then once you get to $20, once you go over 20, your card doesn't qualify for the envelope. So now you have to send the other tracking, which is basically is about $5. So the difference between a $20 card and a $25 card for how much you get is exactly the same. It's such a screwed up system now that the low cost comic card type industry, and I assume this is the same problem for people that do stamps and people that do, any of those type of things, it's just totally gotten out of hand. It's totally gotten screwed up. So I'd love to see alternatives to that. I think Eric July, if he wants to make another few $1 million, he should figure out whatever the copyright or share issue would be for the type of fundraiser that he did for his pre-sale on his comic. Whatever that software is, that integration, to figure out how to license that out or something. Even if it's like a renewable thing, like you can do it, it's only good for 6 months or a year. You have to pay again. You have to pay again. You have to pay again. It should be a cash cow, because you could do a fundraiser pretty much on anything. You could do a pre-sale on anything at that point, because you could basically say, I'm going to do so. It's just crazy. It's like his software and stuff was outside the system of Kickstarters and Indiegogos. It was very successful, and you just have to have a way to get it out there. And I think that if the software is the biggest part, and he could basically get a lot of return on his investment if he figured out a way to license that out or share it differently. Maybe he will. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. So, wait. So sorry about some of the lack of comic book talk. I'm going to be trying to catch up on the stuff that I've been doing. I definitely read. I know if Matt's still out there. I finished Batman 89. I'm not going to say a peep about it until I hear from you, because I do not want to sway you positive or negative based on my response. I'm waiting to hear from you before I do anything with my judgment publicly on Batman 89, because I'm going to do Superman 78 and Wonder Woman 77, I think is what they call that one. They are modern comic books that tell the story tied to the film. So Batman 89 takes place after Batman Returns. So Catwoman's in it. It's a Billy D. Williams, Harvey Dent, that kind of thing. And obviously the Christopher Reeve is Superman 78, and Linda Carter is Wonder Woman 77. So I'm going to do those. So between the New 52 stuff and that stuff, that's kind of where the comic book stuff is for now. I have one Marvel issue, the stuff that Monkey Jeebus had mentioned, and maybe one or two little things. Like there's an Amazing Spider-Man issue that I might do a review on or something like that, just because I feel like anytime I read it or I do something, I've already done most of the work. Now I just have to record some sort of response and kind of let you guys know a thought or whatever, and it kind of like documents it. But But yeah, but I appreciate all the feedback that you guys have given. I do apologize that Megan wasn't able to be here. As I said, I hope everything is okay. I have not heard back from her. We've definitely talked several times about trying. Oh, I see. She didn't realize it was 6:30. She was talking Central. She thought it would be 7:30 my time. She just got home. So yeah, we were not on the same page with our times, which is kind of what I thought. I thought that it's probably a time zone issue. So definitely apologize for that. Super great lady though. NOOB reviews, all that stuff's in the description. I am not taking it out. It's there because I love her and I support her and I think she has a great channel and she's a great lady and she's a lot of fun and you should listen to her stuff. She's got some cool comic books that she's reading. She's going to share with everybody. So make sure you check that out. She's going to be on with the G&G folks, the Weebs and Waifus. So make sure you check that out. That'll be here in a little bit. Let me see. She's got Kitty Pryde and Wolverine she's been reading. She's doing, I think it's called Asterix. I think it's what the other one called. Robin. Yeah, she's got some cool stuff that she's reading. So I really do give a lot of respect for her. And I'm really proud of how far she's come and the work she's put in. So we'll try to reschedule and do that again. So did I meet Flagrant Triggers in Orlando? He does all the merch for FNT and many other streamers. No, I did not know. I don't even know who Flagrant Streamers is. So writing that down. No, I don't know. I would love to get to know who this person is and pick their brain if they could spare some time and figure out how to navigate through that. Because that's obviously somebody who's on that. It's great. So Jacob's heading out. So appreciate him and everything he does. Great, another great YouTuber and that kind of thing. So, but thanks to all of you in chat. It's been awesome. I know that we have a fun time just hanging out and chatting. You guys make this so possible. I'll thank you again to all of my members. Look forward to some member streams, member only streams coming here soon. Tons of the content that you've been seeing still going. I'm loving this. I'm loving spending time with you guys. Like I said, I have a busy schedule the next few weeks where I will be on with Brandon the Anime Guy on Wednesday. Obviously in our Talk Hard, I have 3. Well, I just recorded another What's Your Story, so I have that one coming. That will wrap up January, I believe, and then I have 3 more lined up. So which I don't have no reason to believe they won't go through. That'll be the first 3. So we're well into February with What's Your Stories. Those drop on Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. Eastern time. So yeah, Brandon the Anime Guy is next week. And then I'll be on, so at the end of the month, on the 25th and the 1st, those are Wednesday nights, at 7:30 p.m., I'll be on with Sporky News again. So Scott's group, be on with them doing the dump. Let's see. And I think that's pretty much through the rest of the month. Takes me into February, and then I've got people already hitting me up with some different things in February that I don't have hammered out yet. But I love meeting folks and hanging out, getting to talk to people and that kind of thing. So if you want to do that, let me know. Hit me up. Let me know. Figure out how to be a schedule. I know Mike over at Comic Relief Crusader had me on briefly. We were talking about some movies in 2023. So, oh yeah, Megan, I saw it just a little while ago. I do apologize for our miscommunication about all that. So sorry. We will definitely reschedule and figure that out because people want to see you. They don't want to see me. They can see me all the time. I'm doing videos like crazy, but you're the one they want to see. You're the rock star, not me. I'm just Pops. So, but sorry about my role in that miscommunication about time zones. And I do apologize to everybody here who wanted to see Megan and not me, this old fella. But yeah, we talked TV and comic books, nerd stuff, Padawannabe challenge. Yeah, all sorts of fun stuff. So it was a good time anyway. And I'm glad we did it. And I'm glad you guys are here. So let's see. I don't want to do Bob Ross. We do Bob Ross all the time. Let's do something else a little more fun. Okay, let's do something. Okay, well, he's not here. So it's not as much fun when people aren't here. Okay. Okay. Listen, guys. Go out there. Make tomorrow better than today. Be blessed. Talk hard. And as they said on Orville, watch out for pies.
Caution everyone to watch out for pies.
At this point, anything is possible. So yes, pies, seltzer bottles, balloon animals, be alert.